So one of my agents got a lovely email from a broker with Realty One Group recruiting her to leave us to join them. I have attached that email to this email. And so if you're reading this in your email, if you're watching this video, that email is attached. But if you're seeing this video on social media, then I guess you'll just have to trust me. Now, I understand agents move from brokerage to brokerage, and I don't have a problem with it. I've never been the type to get upset if an agent leaves. If you feel like you're going to do better somewhere else, then you should just go do better there. Just be nice when you leave. I promise I will not talk bad about you. Just be nice. We will be thankful for the time you spent with us, and I hope you will feel the same. When I have a problem is when a brokerage, another brokerage, is recruiting agents by bashing that brokerage. Convince agents to join you because you're better and because you can do better for them, not because you can paint an awful picture about their current brokerage and you make them think their brokerage is awful and that brokerage is doing awful things that's awful for the industry and awful for agents and awful for its clients. Rather than tear someone else down, build yourself up. That is why someone should join you. That mean-spirited email that I have attached to this email is what was sent to our agents. And so I figured I might as well craft a response. I'll paste the email in the description below if you're just watching this video on YouTube. But here's the thing, I'm not going to be mean and snarky. I'm just going to address the email point by point and explain what we do and why we let the chips fall where they may. Point number one, and I quote, why work at a brokerage that believes its own agents shouldn't make a good living? If their model was so good, wouldn't they have more agents? The numbers speak for themselves. So let's look at numbers. If you are watching this, please do this math. Pull out your calculator now. Pause the video if you need to. Now, take the total production in volume and multiply it by a commission. The national average commission is about 2.7%. So if you take 1 million in production and you multiply it times 0.027, that agent made $27,000. There you go. The top earner at Realty One on the North Shore has closed 6 million in the past 12 months. She's the top agent in the greater New Orleans market for Realty One. I know her, she's fantastic. But in that same time frame, Sheila Mull, who works for us, has done right at 20 million, but her commission is not 2.7%, it's 1.5% because we take listings at 1%, but those listings generate buyers organically at 2.5 to 3%. Ashley Callahan, who works for us in that same time frame, 15.2 million. She's a little bit more buyer heavy, which means she's making more like 1.7, 1.75. Cody LaBeouf, 11 million. Matt Davis did 8 million. Trey Miley, if you want to look him up, just go in the MLS and type agent Miley, M-I-L-E-Y. He has 35 active listings. We have numerous agents across the country with 15 plus active listings. Our top agent nationally did 68 transactions in the first half of this year as a solo agent. His second year with us. His first year, he did 103, which ties Stacia's record. Now, if you are buying leads from Zillow or another lead selling service, that 2.7% goes completely out the window. So please bear that in mind. It's not about your top line. It's about your bottom line. Our top agent last month in Kentucky, Sean Wallace, closed 5.5 million. Our rookie of the year best agent ever was Chad in Florida. In that year, I tried to recruit agents to join our office there, and they all told me they know their worth and they won't devalue themselves, and they've been taught not to do this. And most of them were making about 1/7 or 1/8 or 1/9 of what Chad made in his rookie year. And so I told them, please sit down with Chad, grab a coffee, tell him he should know his worth. Tell him he should do better. Tell him he should charge more. I think you're going to have a hard time pleading that case to him. Now then, do all of our agents do this well? Absolutely not. We have part-timers that just want to do a handful of deals every year, and that's fine. You're more than welcome here. But for agents that truly want to scale and do something epic, no solo agent matches our numbers for solo agent production. Not a single one. I have yet to see one. Stacia maintains a 40% market share in Beatico Creek. If you work for Realty One on the North Shore, go drive around Beatico Creek. Go tell Stacia that she's doing something wrong. Also, the North Shore Area Board of Realtors gives out awards every year based on GCI earned, not on volume, on GCI. Guess who gets a ton of awards every single year? Our agents. Our agents typically go on a split of about 80-20, with a cap of $15,000 to $18,000. They get free KV Core websites, free CRMs. We even have a marketing director that builds out all their drip campaigns and builds out landing pages for them. They have graphic designers that work here in the United States that make them content. They do not pay us a monthly fee. They only pay us if they sell something. But here's the interesting thing that might shock you. If an agent calls us and asks about splits and caps, do you know who I tell them to call? I tell them to call Realty One or United. I love Tom. I think Tom's great. And I don't have a problem with Realty One. Both are respected companies, but our splits and caps are just never going to be as good as theirs. If what they're looking for is a great split and a great cap, the best they can get, we're not the place for them. If what they want is to list a ton of properties and to do something truly amazing, maybe stop paying for leads, maybe get more listing heavy so that they can spend more time with their families. If that's what they want, if they're worried about that, we love to talk to them. If it's somebody thinking about the bigger picture, if somebody thinking it that way, I'd love to talk to them. Which brings me to point 2 in my email, that we are the cheapest. You see, the email accuses us of being cheap and discounters and all those things. And here's the crazy thing. Everybody at 1% lists, whether they're a broker or an agent, they understand they are a discounter. We are charging less money to get more listings, and then we use those listings to generate organic buyers, good buyers. That's the business model. We are at peace with this. If you call us an evil discounter, we'll be like, yeah, we're discounters. Okay, we are at peace with who we are and what we do. We like being busy doing deals. We hate dry months. If you like being busy, I think most agents got into real estate to do deals, not to try to find them, not to pay for leads. If that's what you're into, we have a place for you. It feels good to save people money and do a good job. But here's the crazy thing. When you are the recruiter or broker of a company that on your website talks about agents keeping 100% of their money and getting free things and keep more money. A lot of them have savings calculators on their website. How much are you paying your current broker? How much money will you save with us? It looks a lot like the savings slider that we show sellers. Guess what? You're a discount broker too. You work for a discount brokerage. Now, they might not like to consider themselves a discount brokerage, but Google defines it pretty simply. When you discount, you're charging less of something to get a lot more of something, to sell a higher volume. So the business model is we're going to offer agents 100%. We're going to charge them monthly fees. So even if they don't sell anything, we still make something. But if they sell a lot of things, then they get to keep percent, but it's not really 100%. But yeah, okay, guess what? They're discounting too. Virtually every thriving brokerage right now is discounting in order to recruit more agents. We are discounting ourselves to get more clients. We save them money. We do a good job. That gets us more listings. Discount brokerages that are offering agents unbelievable deals, they are discounting themselves to recruit more agents, to get them to pay monthly fees or whatever else. We just have a different target audience. We're targeting home sellers and they're targeting agents. Discounting is the future of real estate brokerages for whatever it's worth. It's really just a question of what's better. Is it better to be discounting yourself as a broker to recruit a ton of agents who might not do a lot of deals or might not do any deals? Or is it better to discount yourself as a broker or an agent to get a lot of listings so you can get busy doing closings? Over 70% of agents didn't do a deal last year. And so, in my opinion, if you say that we're bad because we're discounting, I mean, if you do a lot of deals, you're probably good at doing deals. So, I mean, I guess it's just the eye of the beholder, but everybody's discounting. And so the quicker everybody can just accept that, the better. Go to your own website. Have you not looked at your own website? Anyways, point number 3. The claim is made that we are here to undermine the industry. I believe this mindset revolves around what you think the industry is. I believe the industry should exist to serve home buyers and home sellers and give them results, help them save money, do right by our fiduciary clients. I believe that is foremost. Okay, that is the most important thing. And if you have a brokerage that's not looking at it through that prism first, then I think you're going to have a hard time generating business. And I personally think it's very hard when splits are getting amazing. I mean, splits have gone from 50-50 to now near 100% to the agent. Home prices have skyrocketed, and yet somehow the fees haven't changed to the public. So ever since this Department of Justice NAR lawsuits, guess what? We are seeing everybody ask for even more money. Okay, we're seeing commissions go up. And so here's my thing. I don't see how anybody could argue that that is looking out for the public. it might be looking out for the industry. If what you see is the industry of brokers and agents, and that industry has an adversarial relationship, like it's fighting with the public to keep its fees higher, then I could understand why you think we're bad for the industry. I just disagree. I have a different point of view. I'll never forget a perfect example of this was whenever we drafted our new buyer rep agreement. It's 1 page long. I have a seventh grader. He can understand it. And I was getting ridiculed by a real estate coach who was saying, well, there's no way you can protect yourself with a 1 page document. And I simply said, our documents are not designed to protect ourselves from our fiduciary clients. Our documents are designed to make them understand what we do, why we do it that way, what they should expect from us, and what we should expect from them. If somebody has a massive 7 page long buyer rep agreement that a lawyer can't understand, then what are we doing here? Are we really looking out for the public? I think the further we get away from looking out for our potential clients, the more we are running from our clients and running to Zillow and all the other companies that we have to pay for leads because we can't generate them ourselves. That's where the industry is going. On a side note, last year, the average 1% list agent sold houses faster and for a higher final sales price compared to original list price than the average agent at Realty One on the North Shore. We sell houses faster, lower days on market, and we have a higher final sales price compared to original list price, which means our clients are negotiating way less off their original list price. The reason why is pretty simple. The higher the fee that's attached to something, the harder it is to sell it. And when we're saving people money, it's easier to negotiate things like closing costs and interest rate reductions and things like that. Our clients are not getting bad results. This is why we have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google across the country. Our clients are happy, but many brokerages are not happy with us. But 1% List was not created and does not exist to keep brokerages happy or to abide by industry norms. It exists to make our clients happy. And I believe what makes our clients happy makes agents happier because they'll wind up being more productive and more profitable. It's a chain reaction. Ironically, the first listing I ever took, I charged 7%, which means I was getting 3.5% on the listing side. But after that relocation company took their 40% and my brokerage at the time took 50% because it was a reload deal, I walked away with about 1.2% of my 3.5. The weird thing was all these agents that were telling me, know your worth, keep your fees high. They were also fighting for those relocation deals because they didn't look at their bottom line. All they looked at is what they charged. Agents like gauging their worth on what they charge, not what they make. Can anybody tell me another profession that values themselves as to what they charge as opposed to what they make per month or per year? But I decided right then and there that if I was willing to make less money, I would rather charge clients less money and let them keep more of their equity as opposed to paying a lead provider or middleman all the money and still charging higher fees, but only taking home a fraction of it. So I started charging less money. First, it started with new construction home builders, and everybody didn't like it, but the home builders loved it. And I kept getting grief, but rather than stop, I started offering a better deal to the general public too. I still did my job. I handled all communications, paperwork. I did everything timely. No one is ever going to tell you that I did a bad job for them. But at every turn, I was told I was bad for the industry. I was not being a team player. Or I should know my worth and all these other things. Yet here I was happier making more money than I had ever made before, and my clients loved it. So somehow it was great for me as an agent, and it was great for my client, but bad for the industry. So let that sink in. It's great for me as an agent, great for the client, but bad for the industry. If something is truly great for the agent and great for the client, but bad for the industry, maybe the problem is with the industry. That agent is happy. They should not feel ashamed. The person who hires that agent and saves money, especially in a time with rampant inflation problems and other issues with our economy where people can't afford anything, they should not feel bad and think they get what they pay for because we deliver good results and save them money. And if these things are offensive to the industry, maybe the problem is not with us. I have no problem with agents who charge high fees. I do not see them as a threat to me. I have friends that are huge team leaders. I have no problem with team leaders who are providing great leads for their agents and taking half the money. I understand if you're, Zillow Flex and you've got agents on a 50-50, then you've got to charge higher fees. I get it. I'm not saying it's a bad business model. I'm not going to hate on anybody for doing it. But what I will say is, while I don't hate you for doing what you do, don't hate me for doing what I do, or don't hate our agents for doing what they do. We're doing what we think is right. It makes us feel good. We feel like we're helping people and saving them money. If that bothers you, the problem is not with us. Why do you have a problem with what we do?